Today, in this episode, we'll journey into the rarefied world of billionaires, where wealth knows no bounds and extravagance reigns supreme. Join us as we uncover the staggering wealth disparity and delve into the lavish lifestyles of the 0.0001%. To be considered within the top 1% of global net worth, one must possess a bank account holding a minimum of $870,000. To gain entry into the even more exclusive 0.1 club, an individual's net worth must surpass $19 million. However, our focus today lies on the highly privileged echelon of the 0.0001%, commonly referred to as billionaires. These individuals transcend ordinary wealth. Their influence and power are exponentially greater. This distinction underscores the vast disparity, especially considering there are 1,000 million in 1 billion. Here's an illustration of the stark contrast between $1 million and $1 billion. If you stacked $1 million in $100 bills, it would measure approximately 3 feet tall, equivalent to the height of a standard kitchen counter. On the other hand, stacking $1 billion in 100 bills would reach over half a mile in height, surpassing even the tallest building in the world. According to the Forbes Billionaire list, there are currently around 2,700 billionaires worldwide. It's a remarkable fact that the top 400 richest Americans possess more wealth than the bottom 60% of all Americans combined. These 400 individuals own more assets than the poorest 200 million Americans together. However, today we won't delve into the discussion of inequalities. Instead, we aim to explore the lives of the ultra-rich and shed light on the true magnitude of their immense wealth in a perspective you may not have considered before. You might think you grasp what it means to be wealthy. It often conjures images of individuals owning vast mansions on expansive estates, with garages brimming with luxury cars. They dine at fancy restaurants, frequent exclusive clubs, and jet off to exotic destinations across the globe on their private planes. However, this depiction of wealth varies depending on the level of affluence in question. $1 million isn't what it used to be, diminishing the significance of being a millionaire. Consequently, the average millionaire may not be as affluent as commonly perceived. For example, owning a private jet typically demands a purchase price of at least $2 million, along with $500,000 for annual maintenance, storage, and fuel. Therefore, it's unlikely to find anyone with a net worth under $20 million who owns their jet. However, billionaires reside in an entirely different realm of wealth. The extremely wealthy cannot acquire very few material possessions. Additionally, there are hidden aspects of their lifestyle that consume a significant portion of their resources. For billionaires, their most valuable commodities are often time and security. Billionaires, through their financial means, nonetheless optimize time, being one of the few things money cannot directly purchase. They employ an entire support staff to handle tasks such as cooking, cleaning, and shopping, ensuring they never waste time on such activities. This allows them to focus on broader objectives, although maintaining such a team of assistants and servants comes at a high cost. The safety of billionaires is also a major concern due to the size of their wealth, making them prime targets for potential threats. Consequently, virtually every billionaire invests in a private security force to provide round-the-clock protection. Reports indicate the use of ex-Navy SEALs and advanced technology, including robots, for security purposes. Naturally, such security measures come with significant financial expenses. For instance, Mark Zuckerberg reportedly spends over $7 million annually on personal security.
Meta spent more money than ever to keep Mark Zuckerberg and his family safe last year. A filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission shows Meta paid a record $26.8 million for security and private jets for Facebook founder Zuckerberg and his family. That's nearly $2 million more than in 2020.
This underscores the stark contrast between the lifestyles of modern millionaires and billionaires. When considering the true scale of wealth among billionaires, it's essential to examine the context. The average full-time worker earns around $50,000 per year, with some savings, but for the sake of comparison, let's assume a minimum net worth outside of annual income. Unlike most people who earn salaries, billionaires primarily accumulate wealth through their net worth. In this scenario, a billionaire worth $1 billion is 20,000 times wealthier than someone earning $50,000 annually. From the billionaire's perspective, everything appears to cost about 20,000 times less than for the average person. This is feasible because the prices of most common luxury items don't significantly increase beyond a certain point, although there are varying levels of opulence, which we'll explore further later on. A brand new Ferrari is priced at $300,000, whether it's purchased by an average individual or by Elon Musk.
The lessons are that people will continue to make the same mistakes they've made. I mean, humans, and it doesn't correlate to IQ particularly. I mean, when they get greedy, and we had this huge bubble in the most important asset the American public has, housing. I mean, so you had a huge bubble in something that you could borrow heavily against.
Even the most extravagant properties rarely exceed $200 million. For instance, Jeff Bezos paid $165 million for his Beverly Hills mansion, while Bill Gates' primary property is valued at approximately $130 million. Although billionaires like these often own multiple properties worldwide, the cost of most goods doesn't proportionately increase to their immense wealth. This means their purchases are roughly 20,000 times less impactful to their wealth compared to the average person's. Let's examine some examples of this staggering scale of excess and how a billionaire's lifestyle surpasses even the most luxurious of millionaires. Let's delve into housing. While a well-off millionaire might own a sizable mansion in an upscale gated community, a billionaire can purchase the entire gated community, or even an entire street. There are numerous accounts of billionaires acquiring entire streets to provide their families with added privacy. To them, the cost is justified as a $1 million house feels equivalent to spending just $50 relative to their immense wealth compared to an average individual. Billionaires typically own estates valued at $100 million or more, along with multiple high-value properties worldwide, something most millionaires cannot afford. An American billionaire's real estate portfolio might include a Manhattan penthouse, a Los Angeles estate, a ski lodge in Aspen, a beachfront home in the Hamptons, as well as additional properties across Europe and Asia. This demonstrates that billionaires operate in a league far beyond that of regular millionaires. Here's an intriguing fact. Property tax on a $100 million home could amount to $1 or $2 million annually, equating to about $2,000 to $3,000 per day just in taxes. This exceeds the monthly rent paid by most people. Let's explore another example. Travel. While a millionaire might comfortably afford first-class air travel, typically spending around $10,000 per ticket, to a billionaire, the cost of such a ticket would feel insignificant, just 50 cents per flight. Consequently, billionaires often opt for their private jets to bypass the hassles of airport security and boarding procedures, providing immediate convenience. The average price of a new jet is approximately $30 million, which equates to just $100 for a billionaire, a justified expense that saves time and offers direct convenience. Regarding accommodation, millionaires may indulge in the best 5-star hotels for their annual 6 weeks of vacation, perhaps occasionally splurging on a penthouse suite for $5,000 per night. However, for billionaires, staying in a 5-star hotel is a given. They might even seek out rarer 6- or 7-star establishments. A penthouse suite is considered the bare minimum for billionaires, as it would feel like paying just 25 cents per night to them. At such rates, they could theoretically stay for 200,000 nights, equivalent to 548 years. Hence, billionaires typically outspend millionaires in this regard. They often rent entire floors or even multiple floors to accommodate their staff and security, sometimes for extended periods including peak travel seasons. Let's consider the realm of cars. While a millionaire may possess one or two exotic cars for weekend use, a billionaire often boasts a garage filled with them at each of their properties. This is manageable when a new $300K Lamborghini feels like a mere $15 to a billionaire. Support staff is another area of distinction. While a millionaire might hire a housekeeper or a part-time nanny, a billionaire can afford to assemble a team of professionals to manage virtually every aspect of their life. This typically includes a housekeeping crew, a private chef, possibly with a Michelin star rating, live-in nannies, a personal driver and airline pilot, multiple landscapers, security staff, personal trainers, personal assistants, and a top-notch legal team always on retainer. Although the cost of such a team can reach up to $2 million annually, it feels like a mere $100 to a billionaire. Furthermore, there are significant differences in the scale of experiences between millionaires and billionaires. While millionaires might secure backstage passes to a concert or front-row tickets to sporting events, billionaires have the resources and influence to arrange their private concerts or enjoy exclusive access to luxury boxes at sporting events. They can often establish connections with team owners and enter stadiums through players-only entrances without waiting in line. When it comes to connections and influence, the disparity between millionaires and billionaires is substantial. While regular millionaires may have associations with a few business directors and local politicians, it pales in comparison to the vast network of contacts enjoyed by billionaires. With substantial wealth, people naturally seek out billionaires, eager to engage and listen to their perspectives. It's common for billionaires to be closely connected with CEOs, Hollywood actors, sports stars, governors, presidents, and even royal families. This affords them access to major events like the Cannes Film Festival and enables them to lobby governments for favorable regulations. If we tally up the costs of all these extravagances, it averages to around $134,000 per day. Multiplied by 365 days, this amounts to almost $49 million annually. At first glance, one might assume that if a billionaire spends $49 million in a year, their wealth would only last 20 years. However, this isn't how a billionaire typically thinks. Instead, the remaining $951 million don't sit idly in their vaults. The majority of it is actively invested, generating additional income. A billionaire's financial advisor likely allocates their assets across various investments, including stocks, bonds, hedge funds, private equity, real estate, and cryptocurrencies, yielding a healthy return each year. They only need an annual return of roughly 5% to recoup the $49 million spent throughout the year. With the right blend of investments, they can sustain this lifestyle indefinitely, spending $49 million annually while generating the same amount back. Billionaires may seem to lead a dream life with unlimited access to material goods and exclusive events, but the reality is far from perfect. They can never experience a normal life, unable to simply satisfy a craving at McDonald's or leave their house without facing constant attention and harassment. Moreover, they may never truly appreciate the value of earning something when they seemingly have everything. Despite their immense wealth, billionaires can still feel bored and seek out unconventional hobbies or extravagant projects unrelated to their businesses, such as venturing into space. Many even transform admired figures into criticized ones, as they have ample time and resources at their disposal. While it's not necessary to sympathize with billionaire business people, it's also essential not to overly pity ourselves. There's value in recognizing the things money cannot buy. The age-old saying that money cannot buy happiness holds. There's a notable distinction between creating art and merely purchasing it, as well as between the memories of spending time with loved ones versus being raised by a nanny. Similarly, the feeling of accomplishment after a long journey contrasts with the ease of obtaining something through shortcuts. Ultimately, regardless of the size of our bank accounts, we all can find joy and fulfillment in life's emotions and experiences. It's about having a balanced perspective that goes beyond just monetary wealth. Thank you for joining us on this insightful unraveling of the mysteries of extreme wealth.